One of the sure signs that the calendar is turning to the summer months is the annual DPW Performance Recognition Awards ceremony. As is always the case, the DPW employees rose to meet and exceed every challenge that was placed before them. And this ceremony is a way for the city to say a heartfelt thank you. Commissioner Owen O'Riordan served as Master of Ceremonies.
Welcome to the 26th Annual Public Works Cookout and Public Works Employee Award Ceremony. As is our tradition, we'll start today's festivities with the singing of the National Anthem. And so I would ask people to be upstanding and ask Rick Janier to come to the stage and sing the National Anthem first. So Rick Janier, please.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, who brought stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight? O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, those bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you very much, Rick. That was tremendous. So, welcome everyone to today's event. I want to especially welcome those retirees who have joined us today. I know it's always a great occasion for us to welcome back people who have worked in the department before, and so it's great to have you here today. I want to especially welcome the families of the Commissioners Award who are here today. It's great to have you here, and I hope you're enjoying the day, and it's certainly a special day for your partners and friends and loved ones. So thank you very much for being here. And then finally, I want to acknowledge Mayor McGovern and Vice Mayor Devereux for being here as well. Other councillors, Councillor Kelly and Councillor Mallon, have sent on their well wishes, but they couldn't be here. They had other previous engagements today. We have a number of changes to the program. A number of our guests today have significant time crunches in their schedule, and so we are going to proceed with a slightly altered agenda to that which is in your programs. So with that, I want to call on the City Manager, Louis Di Pasquale, to speak to us initially. As you all know, Louis has been City Manager for the last year and 8 months, and I don't know if he ever thought he'd have to get to know about snow windrows, tree pruning, overflowing trash cans, but such is life. And so with that, I want to welcome Louis to the stage.
Thank you, Owen. And I apologize, but I have to go over to Boston City Hall in a little while, but I'd much rather be here, I can assure you. So I just want to say it's great to be here with all of you as we celebrate the outstanding and well performance and dedicated service of the Department of Public Works. I have to say, today is one of my favorite events, and that's for many reasons, but I have to also say it's because of the cooking and all the people helping here. So can we give the cooks and the staff a round of applause? You always know you're going to eat well when you come down here, so Owen, thank you. I think most of you know that when I first started a long, long time ago as an intern, I did a 9-week program in Public Works. And I did it taking barrels out of people's yards. And about a year later, that service that we provided ended. But I've always considered this a great place to visit for me, because I look around here, I've known so many of you for such a long time, and you've always made me feel welcome here, and I just want to say thank you and for all the service you continue to do. I especially want to congratulate the winners of 2018, the Commission Awards, for receiving these awards and all the years of service that you've done. These are tough awards because there's so many great candidates, so you and your family, congratulations. And I know it's hard to pick out one winner because I know all of you, but it is special for me today because, as most of you know, Al Vellucci was a mentor and a dear friend of mine, and someone who really helped me grow and understand the city. And to see his grandson Ronnie get an award is special. So Ronnie, congratulations again to you too. The work that you do at Public Works has a direct impact on our community. And this is a department that interacts with the public, I'd say more than any department in the city. And as city manager, trust me, I know how complex that work is, but I also know the type of service you provide, because you're in the first line, and people expect a lot from Public Works. But you know what? They get it. So to all of you who are doing the work day in and day out, I'd just like to say thank you for all you do for the residents of the city of Cambridge. And you know, it is a lot. Whether it's maintaining our parks, picking up curbside trash, recycling, now compost, clearing snow from the streets and sidewalk, maintaining our streets and sewer systems, keeping our buildings clean, or of course, I will give a plug, making sure we have the best Little League fields in the city, which you guys do, so I have to give you a thank you for that. You guys do it with a commitment and a passion that is second to none. But not only do I see it, but more importantly, the people who use the facility see it. When they go down to a park and see the condition that it's in, it's a reflection on all of you, and I can't thank you enough for doing that. I also want to thank the City Council for their support they've shown this department in terms of funding and always be there, and especially in capital projects. It really is a team effort, and the council's support is so important in this city. So I've been city manager, as he said, about 1.5 years, and I've really got to see firsthand what it is working together with all of you. And I can't tell you how incredibly proud and impressed I am of the way the people in this department go out and do their work daily. I think also you also know that Owen may have mentioned, in the 1.5 years, I've had 2 winters. And in those winters, I've really got the opportunity to go out in the snowstorms and really get to see what the people of this department do firsthand. And I can tell you, there is no city who has done a better job making sure that the streets and sidewalks are safe in their city than the men and women in this department. So can we give them a round of applause for all they do? Finally, I want to thank the family members that are here, because, you know, I see how many hours the employees of Public Works put in. I understand weekend shifts. I understand nights. I understand 24 hours when there's snow. And that means you miss family time, you miss family engagement. So to all of you, thank you for sharing them with us. Thank you very much. Can we give the families a hand here? Finally, we talk about cooperation, and I think working with departments is something that's a great strength of ours. So to have Public Works recognize people from another department really talks about how we are all in this together, because the city can't do it alone. So also congratulations to the inspectional team for their working together with Public Works and what they've done. Finally, to everyone at the DPW, you've set a high bar. And you know what? You deliver that high bar every day. So all I can say is I truly appreciate all you do. I want to thank Owen and his team and all of you for really making this a city that people can be proud of, and you play a major role in that. So enjoy the rest of the day. I'm sorry I have to go. I do have to say one other thing, though, before I go. The next speaker is Rich Rossi, and I will say, without a doubt, over the 40 years I've been in the city of Cambridge, there is no one individual who has spoken and stood up for the people of Public Works more than Rich Rossi. He has been a leader in representing what Public Works does. He's been a leader of the employees. He's been a leader of making sure, we talk about fire department having the best equipment. Rich also made sure that Public Works had the best equipment. So again, thank everyone, glad to be here, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you very much, Louis. And so now I want to introduce Richie. And the reason thank you, Mayor, for indulging us in this instance here. It's entirely against protocol that we're proceeding today. But I will tell you, I got a call 2 months ago from Richie saying, it's really important to me that I'm here for Public Works Week. What date is your Public Works cookout? And I said, it was today. I'm flying out at 2 o'clock today from Logan Airport. Can you fit me in? And I said, absolutely, we can do that. And so, again, against protocol, but again, for a man who has given a huge amount of support to the Department of Public Works Week, I want to introduce Richie. But before I do so, 2 years ago, we began a new recognition program at Public Works. It was the Richie C. Rossi Dedicated Service Award. And that's for those members of the Department of Public Works who have served either 30 or 40 years in the department. This year, we don't have anybody who's gone over that threshold, but I would like those who have actually gone over that threshold previous to this to stand up and be recognized for your outstanding public service to the Department of Public Works. So I know that Ronnie is certainly one of those. So if I could ask Ronnie and those others who've spent more than 30 years in the Department of Public Works to stand and be recognized. So with that, if I could ask Richie to say a few words.
Thank you, Owen, and Mr. Mayor, good to see you. I know he's busy texting, but he'll be with you in a minute. And of course, Lisa, who was a former director down here. I just want to say it is a pleasure for me to be back. I don't get to Cambridge quite as often as I used to, but I still go through it every day, and I'm quite impressed with what goes on in this city. So I compare it to, I live in Watertown, I compare it to Watertown, Belmont, Arlington. Those communities still are loaded with potholes. They have more potholes than they have residents. And this city always seems to get the job done. And you get it done with far less employees than you had back, years ago when I was here. I was here 45 years. So if you go back to the early 70s, we had over 700 employees in Public Works. Now you're down to the low 200s, right? So it's pretty amazing. So I would say that is a pat on the back for all of you. And in terms of speaking about longevity and the number of years and distinguished service, I believe that that's one of the secrets of why the Cambridge DPW is so successful. I think you have people who have a lot of history. You know the customers, the residents, the businesses. You know the issues in the street. You know where the problems are. You know the trees that are in bad shape. You know everything about the community because you have so much longevity and so much knowledge. And that's pretty valuable. And that's why I think is one of the reasons why this department is so successful. I would certainly like to give my highest thanks to Owen and his leadership team. They do an amazing job. The level of cooperation that goes on between the Public Works Department, in the last several years compared to what it was 40 years ago, it's just not even close. So you act as I've said many times, I believe the Public Works Department is the backbone of the city of Cambridge. And that's really important. You do so much to make this a great community to live in, a great community to work in, and you're very helpful to a lot of residents. That's really all we can ask. And I want to thank the city manager for all his kind words. And I want all you to remember, when you get into collective bargaining, say to him, now remember what you said, Rich Rossi thought we were the best, give us the best. And I think that'll help you. So with that, I'm sorry I have to leave early. I do want to extend my warmest greetings and say congratulations to all the, that's a sound of Cambridge right there, to all the awardees and their families. And I wish you all the best of luck and continue to do the great job. This is, without a doubt, the best city in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Thank you all very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Richie, and bon voyage today. And so now I want to introduce a very gracious city manager who allowed us upturn a long-standing protocol. Mayor Mark McGovern, who's been a wonderful supporter of the Department of Public Works since he was in office. So with that, I want to introduce Mayor McGovern. Mayor McGovern.
I want to know where Richie's going. Mr. Rossi, where are you? Vacation? Good. Well, I just wanted to thank all of you who work in the DPW department. You know, it's very easy, sometimes it's very easy on the city council to, you know, we come up with all these brilliant ideas, right, that we pass on a Monday night, but at the end of the day, it's all of you that carry those ideas out and do the work and the burden that we put on you to support our city. So it's really you and folks in other city departments that make all the difference. Sometimes you're too good. You know, and the manager mentioned snow removal. You know, I get calls from parents all the time saying, why is Cambridge the only district open on a snow, you know, when there should be a snow day? And I say, well, that's because our DPW department's better than anybody else, and our kids can get to school safely. But, you know, sometimes parents, you know, wish that you weren't as good so that their kids could stay home. But I also want to congratulate all the winners today. Again, as folks have said, there's no shortage of great employees to choose from. So congratulations to you and to your families. And I do want to thank Owen. It's not uncommon for me to email Owen sometimes at 2 in the morning. Yeah, I got this idea, or I noticed this, or I noticed that. And I'm expecting to get an email back the next day, and then at like 20 minutes later, my phone beeps and he returns my email. And some of those things are requests that I have from the community asking for you guys to do something. Like, you know, there's a overflowing trash barrel, or there's this or that. And you guys get right out there and you do it, and it makes all the difference in the world to the people who live in this city. And, you know, it sometimes gets taken for granted, right? Because you do such an amazing job that those 1 or 2 times that maybe, you know, something doesn't go right, it becomes a big deal. But the reason for that is because 99.9% of the time, you do a fantastic job and it goes unnoticed. But I want you to let you know it doesn't go unnoticed to me, it doesn't go unnoticed to the city council, and we really do appreciate everything that you do every day. So thank you very much and keep up the great work.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. I want to acknowledge former Mayor Anthony Galluccio, who I think has joined us as well. So thank you, Anthony. There's a burger with your name on it there, I think, someplace. So with that, I want to ask Kathy Watkins to join me on stage for the Community Partner Award. This is an award that we give to an agency, an entity, a person who works cooperatively with the Department of Public Works in helping us get work done across the city. And so I'm going to ask Kathy to introduce this year's winners. Thank you, Kathy.
Hi, Hi. I'm pleased to award this year's Community Partner Award to our very own Rat Pack, Anthony, Charlie, Dave, and Asuko, the rodent control team from Inspectional Services. On paper, DPW is responsible for rodent control on public property, and ISD conducts enforcement on private property. However, the reality isn't always quite so clear-cut. So our departments work really closely together and take a comprehensive, coordinated approach to managing this problem. ISD has worked closely with us to consult on baiting in public ways, working through sanitary issues on private property that have impacted public property, and then also, personally, I've worked very closely with them on proactive rodent control on public and private property in coordination with our larger utility construction projects. And they've been a really key resource during those difficult challenges. And while those core challenges remain the same, the Rat Pack has embraced new initiatives, such as changes to trash and dumpster regulations, attended Rodent University, implementing See, Click, Fix, and supporting the rollout of curbside composting. So we truly appreciate Anthony, Charlie, Dave, and Asuko's collaboration with us, and hope you'll join us in bringing them up to the stage. So come on up.
No, I'm not gonna sing. Thank you. I don't have anything prepared.
You don't have to.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
Just want to thank everybody for having us.
You can say some word. Would you like to say a word?
No, thank you.
Yes, yes, thank you. You guys.
Thanks for all your help.
Thank you very much, guys. It's typical of the Rat Pack to sing, but I think they're a wee bit hoarse today. All right, so moving right along. I want to, the next person I want to bring to the stage, or the speaker, is Lisa Peterson. Lisa is a former commissioner of the Department of Public Works and a very close friend of everybody at the Department of Public Works. And I'm going to ask Lisa to say a few words, and then after that, Lisa and Rebecca will give out the certificates of recognition for this year. So, Lisa, if you could say a few words.
I have to say, it is really wonderful to be back. It's always wonderful to speak to Public Works. It's probably the highlight of the year to be able to come back to this award. You know, I want to echo what everybody said about really thanking you for all the work you do. And there is so much work that, you know, is really clear and evident about picking up the recycling and the trash and keeping everything clean, and the parks clean and well-maintained. There's also a lot of work that takes place that's not so clear. It's all behind the scenes. It's the people that are staying here 24/7. It's the people that are taking care of permits and getting all your payrolls done and planning all the engineering work and executing and planning all these projects and really having high-level community relations support. And can't forget the cemetery. We'll not forget the cemetery and all the great work that's being done there. But really want to thank everybody. I particularly want to thank Marcus, Gary, Ronnie, and Ann and congratulate them on the work that they've done really to makes them very deserving of this award. So really congratulations, and congratulations to the families. And I want to give my congratulations to the Rat Pack. I was one of the original Rat Packs that went to New York City to go to Rodent University, and that was a highlight, I have to say. So anyway, congratulations.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Becky Fuentes, and I'm the Assistant Commissioner for Administration. As is our tradition, we're going to ask everyone who was nominated for this award. Your names are listed in the program. Please line up along the food table edge in kind of a vaguely alphabetical order by last name. A up here, Z at the end. What we're going to do is we're going to have people walk across the stage, shake hands with people as their name is called, and then get a certificate from Owen. And while everybody is queuing up here, I would just like to say, John Nardone could not be here. He sends his regrets. He did not call the sick line as required, so you may have to have a conversation with him when he's back. But All right. Alphabetical, folks. Last name. So now we're going to start here with the A's. First, we have Mike Abcunis. Paul Almeida. Steve Aruda.
Thank you.
Tim Bowner.
Thank you. Thanks, Becky.
Nelson Costa. Ed Dodge.
Thank you.
Cara Felice. John Fitzgerald.
Becky, thank you.
Paul Giesta.
Thank you.
Eric Josephson. David Canode. Pauline Kelsey. David Lefcourt. Mary Legere. The most popular person at Public Works. Make sure we all get paid on Friday. Rob Linky. Julie Lynch. Brian McLean. Melissa Miguel. Deb Morris. Stephen O'Brien. Oscar Pena. Desi Powell. Aristoteles Reyes. Daniel Ravello. Michael Rogers, who is not here today. One of our newer employees, Lenny Silva. Anthony Stepanek. Herbert Stern. As well as Bob Stone. Stephen Travers. Craig Venezia. And last but not least, David Webster. Thank you all, and very proud to be part of this great team.
Okay, I want to acknowledge Councillor Zonvron. I think I saw him around the food table a few seconds ago. So if he's still here, thank you very much for coming. It's good to have you here. Okay, now on to the main event. And we're going to do this in alphabetical order. And I would ask the recipients to come to the stage when their name is called. So the first person up is Gary Agnello. So Gary, do you want to come up? So Gary is joined by his wife and daughter this afternoon as well, so it's great to have you here. So Gary Agnello is a sewer systems collection engineer employed in the engineering division at Public Works, and Gary has been with the department since 2002. A native of upstate New York, Gary has had a wide and varied career, working mostly in New York State for the first part of his working life before moving to Massachusetts in the early 90s. Most of Gary's experiences have been in the field, be it on utility projects or in tunneling projects. While working at Public Works, most of his projects have been involved in managing sewer system upgrades, be it through the sewer remedial contract or through managing private development contractors doing their work. The DPW has benefited from Gary's many years of experience in the construction industry. On a daily basis, Gary collaborates with permittees to ensure that their work is completed per city standards. Gary is always willing to help out others when needed and has volunteered to do extra work on paving projects and indeed during snow operations as well. Gary always has a story to share and loves to convey his thoughts, even if it sometimes seems too much information. This is something that we've heard from both his co-workers and residents. For someone slight of frame, Gary has left a big impression. In the recent past, Gary has been beset by ill health, and we have all seen him battle through and remain in good form and steadfast in his work. We also know that Gary intends to retire in the near future, and so as we present him with this award, we thank him for his great service to Public Works and wish him well both with his health and in his retirement. So thank you very much, Gary.
Thank you, Owen. I'd like to thank and acknowledge the city council members, whoever they may be that are here, the mayor, the city manager, and I have a special shout out to Kathy, Jim, Jaya, Bill, Melissa. I've never been one to give long-winded speeches about how talented and terrific I am, but in this case, I think I'll make an exception. If you put me in a room one-on-one, I'll talk your ear off, but put me in front of people like this and I go into a panic attack. So let me get to the point. This award has a dual purpose for me. Firstly, it's very humbling to be lauded by my coworkers, and I have made many friends here and have greatly appreciated all the help, professionalism, and counseling that they have given me. It is an honor to be recognized by the city and by all of my coworkers. I would never be up here if it wasn't for all of you. My second thought is that I will be retiring in the middle of June, and I wanted to take this opportunity to say goodbye to all of you as a group and say thank you to the city of Cambridge for allowing me to be here for the past 16 years. When I leave, I will be leaving a lot of memories and good times, not to mention a lot of good friends. I have a few people I'd like to call out. Jaya, we have complimented each other very well. Jaya's provided me with the protocol and etiquette, and I have provided him with my wealth of knowledge. Jimmy Wilcox, always there when he was needed, and his opinions were always cherished, and he's been a pleasure to work for. Thank you, Jim. Melissa and Kara for all my family counseling and my psychological analysis. As I morph into retirement, I will always look favorably on my employment here. Again, many thanks for this reward, as it is deeply appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gary. That was wonderful. Our next award recipient is Marcus Perez Almeida. So if Marcus can join us, then. So Marcus works in the rubbish division of the Sanitation Department of Public Works. He works under the supervision of John McGrath and Larry Morton. Marcus is a native of Santiago, Cape Verde, and is a graduate of Cambridge Latin, having received his high school diploma in June 2000, and has a diploma in electrical work from Westover Job Corp from 2002. Marcus has been with the Department of Public Works since 2003 and has worked diligently and consistently since that time in our rubbish division. I've been told on numerous occasions over the last 2 weeks that Marcus is such a great choice for this award. He's understated and soft-spoken, does his job without fuss, and is a great co-worker. He's also a great ambassador for the Department of Public Works, always pleasant and provides high-quality service. While the weather today is beautiful, it should be remembered that our rubbish crews pick up trash during all weather, hail, rain, or snow. This winter we went out every day except for once during the snow season. And the only reason we didn't go out on that occasion is that the Roxbury transfer station was closed. So again, that's great credit to everybody who works in the rubbish division. Having spent 10 years working on the back of Franny Cannoli's truck, Marcus has graduated from quite an apprenticeship. And today, he is considered a real leader within the division and is richly deserving of this award. Thank you very much, Marcus.
I don't have much to say. The only thing I gotta say is like thank you to all of you guys here and all the guys I work with around all these years I've been working here, and it's not easy. But each day and every day, we're doing what we got to do and then what we signed to do. And I'll thank Owen, thank Lisa for doing a lot for me. From the beginning, I started working here. Miss Ruth and John McGrath, Larry and John Fitzgerald. I thank all of you guys, and I appreciate it. Probably still another 5 years, I think I'm going to retire. That's enough for me. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Marcus. Okay, our next award recipient is Edward Ronnie Baldassaro. So Ronnie, if you could join us. on there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. So Ronnie began his career with the city a long time ago, in 1974, in fact. Initially working under the 1973 Federal Comprehensive Employment and Training Act, and then for a short time in Neville Manor thereafter, and then finally moving on to bigger and better things at Public Works 40 years ago this October. A native of East Cambridge and a member of a very large extended family with a profound and lasting legacy in the city, which has previously been referred to by the city manager. Ronnie began his public works career as a labourer in the sewer division. In 1986, he was promoted from labourer to MEO1 labourer, and then in 1991, promoted to MEO3 labourer, working in the off-hours division of Public Works. Then in 2005, Ronnie was promoted to working supervisor in the off-hours division, primarily working on weekends and on Wednesday evenings. Ronnie has also been active in the Public Works Labour Union during his time at Public Works, and was a shop steward for quite a while, and has been known to write long treatises extolling employees' virtues and demonstrating with great force the city's failure to appreciate such. Ronnie has been nominated for this award on numerous occasions in the past 20 years. I think it's fair to say that Ronnie has been a very responsive employee over the weekends, extremely resourceful, and is an independent thinker and has great capacity in terms of solving problems. In the recent past, Ronnie has had some significant health problems, and we're delighted to see Ronnie back on his feet and back working in off hours again. Given his extraordinary longevity and strong commitment to the city, I'm delighted to present Ronnie with the Commissioner's Award for 2008. I also want to acknowledge his wife and daughter who are here as well today. Thank you very much, Ronnie.
Well, I'm not a loss for words. I'll get there. My health is getting better. I thank everybody for all the well wishes and tell you what happened. Actually, real quick, I had weight loss surgery that went bad. The good thing is I'm down over 100 pounds. And so 2 months in the hospital was enough for me. And with that said, I'm honored, I'm humbled, and I'm thrilled to accept this award today to join the roster of the many past recipients of the Commissioner's Awards since its inception in the early 1990s. I'd like to thank all who nominated me and all who unanimously supported my nomination for this award. It was truly a surprise to me, and I'm sure many others. With that said, I would like to give a special thank you to Commissioner Owen Riordan, Deputy Commissioner John Nardone. I wrote this before he decided to call in sick. And Assistant Commissioner Rebecca Fuentes, who has been the pro tem custodians of the program and have done a great job, like sort of passing the Olympian torch and keeping it going from year to year. Thank you. I would be remiss not to mention the Honorable Mark McGovern, Mayor, Honorable City Manager Louis D. Pasquale, Honorable Deputy City Manager Lisa Peterson, as well as the Honorable Cambridge City Councilors. We have here today Jan Devereaux, and who else could be hiding in the crowd? And I'd like to also give a shout out to Mr. Anthony Galuccio, Honorable. Who chose to come here today by supporting the Public Works Department's award ceremony and also by giving recognition to Public Works Week 2018. I would especially like to give a shout out to all my co-workers and friends for being here today and sharing this moment with me. I'm also joined today to celebrate the special occasion with my wife Gail and my daughter Ariana. I would also like to thank and credit the many other employees and recipients in the department who have dedicated their hands to hard work by demonstrating professionalism in all that they do every day. Their dedication is second to none when it comes to finding new ways and ideas to improve the department and keeping it moving forward into the future, all the while understanding the changes that are needed to achieve the goals necessary to make Cambridge a better place for all to work and live in each every day. So putting my career into a perspective timeline, a little bit different than Mr. Owen, as to when I started working for the Public Works Department. And It was when President Richard Nixon resigned the presidency and Gerald Ford became president. It was the late summer of 1974. I was employed under the CETA program, an acronym which stood for the Comprehensive Employment and Training Act. It was a training program run by the federal government that trained workers which provided them with jobs within the public services throughout the country. Cambridge ran their share of the program from the basement of Cambridge City Hall. It was run by a lovely lady named Janet Rose, who has now since passed. I believe we have a park dedicated to her honor on Broadway called the Janet Rose Park. I became a permanent employee several years after the program ended, and have been employed by the city ever since. I've worked in numerous departments throughout my career at Public Works, starting at the mechanic shop, from there to sewer division, then to construction, and parks division, and the last 2.5 decades in the off hours. I've worked in the off hours, although I must say I went from jet black hair to gray, but who's counting? All in all, the city's been very good to me in affording me the opportunity of a decent career, although it's not a job that you would have ever gotten rich by any stretch of the imagination, but has fulfilled me with a comfortable and rewarding life for my family and myself. It has helped in providing for my daughter, Ariana, the opportunity of a college education. Ariana, whom I'm very proud of, has recently graduated from Boston College Law School and is now employed as an attorney for the Middlesex County District Attorney's Office. As assistant district attorney and a prosecutor. With that said, I'm thinking I've got to be careful what I say around here from now on for fear of prosecution or incarceration. In closing here today, I would like to share with you something my late grandfather, the former Alfred E. Bellucci, once said. If you talk too long into the microphone, you're going to get a disease, and it's called microphonitis. So never make your speeches long or too long for fear of boring the audience. It's here. Okay. So, we're getting tomatoes thrown at you, of course. Unfortunately, my grandfather never practiced what he preached in that respect because he never met a microphone he didn't like, for all those that remember him. He went on to become mayor of Cambridge for 4 non-consecutive terms. Still to this day, he's sorely missed, and I thank you all. It's been a pleasure here today to receive this award. Thank you all.
Okay, last but certainly not least, and for our own. Okay, so Anne is presently employed in the City of Cambridge Public Cemetery and has been working there as a working supervisor since February 2013. Anne began her career at Public Works in 2004, starting off with a temporary assignment to the cemetery and then coming on as a full-time employee with Public Works as a labourer in the sanitation division, throwing trash and working under Bill Fraser in 2005. Having gotten her CDL license, she went on to become a gardener MEO1 2 years afterwards in our Parks division, and then an MEO2A after 4 years, while continuing to work in the Parks division at 147 Hampshire Street. While working as a gardener in our Parks division, she was once referred to in a letter to the Chronicle as the flower-watering woman. Anne is a Cambridge resident and has a very varied career to date. She's taken courses in fine arts at Wagner College, New York, UMass Dartmouth, and Harvard University. She's also worked as a teller in a local bank, a manager in Boston University bookstore, an accounts manager in a dental office, an administrative coordinator and reconciliation specialist in Cambridge and Winchester hospitals. And most impressively, for those of us who had children in the 80s and 90s, as a medical office manager for the late, great Dr. T. Barry Breselton, for 7 years working. So she's had a really wide and varied career thus far. Anne is a lovely person who is always looking to better herself and does great work in the cemetery. This has been most particularly obvious in the past few months when Dominic, her co-working supervisor, has been out and where a lot of more responsibility has been placed on Anne. Anne does stellar work during the snow season as well, and we're very fortunate to have her working with the Department of Public Works. And so with that, I'd like to congratulate Anne for this initiative.
Thank you, Owen. Good afternoon to you all. I am humbled, excited, and grateful to receive this award today. I am especially excited to receive it along with Marcus. He was my first partner when I began working here at DPW in the sanitation division. His patience and daily encouragement meant the world to me and undoubtedly contributed to my will to stick with it. I felt like I wasn't cut out for the job, but Marcus and all the guys were supportive, and they are a great group of hardworking men. Believe it or not, I was sad to leave the department after nearly 2 years to start a position as gardener in Parks and Forestry. It was there that I fine-tuned my gardening and landscaping techniques. It was such a pleasure to work and learn with Ellen Coppinger and Clorinda Spinelli. I learned to love gardening at a very early age from my mother. Here at DPW, Clorinda and Ellen taught me just how progressive gardening had become, and I'm so grateful to have been mentored by these two women. I also learned many other landscaping techniques, from how to make a ball field look like Fenway Park, and that's a shout out to Ducky, and how to install irrigation lines and how to properly care for trees. I am very grateful for my time and experience in Parks and Forestry and working with all the men and women there. They do a tremendous job. I am now working in the cemetery division where we offer a unique service to the city of Cambridge. I am so proud of the team and all the hard work they do. It amazes me how everyone steps up to get the job done, and they do it well. Many thanks to Jim Ryan, Maureen, the entire team, Timmy, Marty, Dave, Steve, Mike, for making me look so good. May is our busiest season with Memorial Day approaching. Everyone is working tirelessly to get our cemetery to look its finest. If you have a chance, stop by and visit this weekend. It is truly a beautiful sight to see. I am so proud of the work we do in honor of our veterans here and gone and for their service to our country. And lastly, I would like to thank my family for all their love and support and being supportive of me always. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Anne. So that concludes the program for this year. Before we finish, I want to thank all of those who have been behind the organization of today's events, most particularly the Buildings Division under Paul Lyle. They do tremendous work every year around this, and everybody who comes as well. So thank you very much, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. Thank you again to congratulations to everybody who's been awarded.